Welcome back, everybody, to my studio. Alright, so we got a mold made of the Bigfoot sculpture. It's cast in high decal, and basically it's a two-piece mold. I poured the latex in to the top, let it sit for 2 hours, and then poured the latex out, and then let it dry for a couple of days or a day, and then pulled the mold apart. And we got the face. There's the face part and the back of the head. And then I pulled out the latex casting, which is here. I've trimmed, roughly trimmed the seam, cut out the eyes and the mouth, and it's ready for painting. So that's the next step, is the painting. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint it gray. I usually use FW inks, which I have painted all my masks with, but I'm using nightshades, which you can get at Motion Picture Effects, and I tinted it gray, and we're going to paint a base gray on top of this. We've got a little container with the gray paint in it, and we're basically just going to now start painting this color. I like painting the gray. It's not a necessary step, but it kind of acts as a primer, and for me it kind of lets you see more of the detail, and just a nice base to paint your sculpture with. Now, you don't need much. This should go a long way. You just paint it in all the crevices, get it in there. Okay, so the gray has dried. So what I did now is I mixed up red, yellow, a little black, and the gray, and I mixed up this kind of a brownie kind of color, and then we're going to paint the whole thing again, but we can paint it a little thinner this time. Okay, so we got the kind of reddy brown is dried, and what I got mixed up here is green. It's kind of a gray green, and this is a technique that I like to use, and I like painting as much as I can, and then I might use airbrush to kind of knock stuff back, but I use a kind of a oil painting brush. Kind of looks like this, or you can get one that looks like this. It's a good one. We'll use this one. And what I do is I take the paint, and I'm going to start just stippling it on. You can blot it if you get too much. Just kind of blotchy kind of, don't brush it on. You're going to just blotch this on. This may look kind of weird, but this will make sense. Because what you're going to do is you're going to layer the colors, and then you'll end up with this very subtle, realistic translucency to the paint job. I'm going to do the same technique, except with a kind of a gray down blue, and this will be kind of like your subtle vein layer, I guess. Okay, so that's all dried up. Now we're going to do the same technique, this time with a kind of a grayed. I keep adding that gray mixture to the paint. And what we're going to do here is we're going to stipple on red, and we're going to focus more around the nose on this one, because I want the nose to have a little more fleshier look. So especially around where the nostrils, around here. Now this is kind of like, you want to put it where you think there'd be like the cheeks here, where there'd be like a little more reddy, fleshy look. Obviously the lips, we're going to want to start getting the red into the lips. Okay, so the next step is black and ultramarine. Well, it looks almost black. And we're going to take the same technique, but this time we're going to use a brush like this, a little finer. And we're going to start adding around the eyes. And you'll see when we do this, but kind of blotchy. You're going to start painting more of a design. If you look at apes, they have a definite pattern around the eyes. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start adding this black. Now it might look kind of garish right now, but we're going to start pushing stuff back. But this is going to start giving us the pattern that we want. And especially around the eyes, because the eyes, we want kind of a more darker look. Okay, so what I got here is I got some of the gray, this gray here. I pour it into this little container. I'm going to take some of that brown that I got left over, and I'm going to mix it, or vice versa. Alright, so what I'm getting is I'm getting kind of a grayed down, lighter version of that brown. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go back in, and we're going to start stippling back over this. And what this is going to do is going to start softening down all that black. So this is kind of our final step. I've mixed up that darker brown, but a little darker, and this time it's got a little bit more yellow in it. And we're going to start basically take our stipple brush . So I sculpted these teeth. I didn't do a tutorial on that because it's pretty straightforward, but well, kind of. I sculpted them actually with epoxy putty, and then left them harden. And then I made silicone molds, and then I poured in. I think I used 5-minute epoxy, to be honest with you. And I poured the teeth in first and then the gums in second, just so that you get something that looks like that, which is a good basis. And then I basically go over and start painting them with a similar technique to this, just to kind of make them look kind of real. And these will fit inside here like so. And you know, with the top teeth, I'll probably glue these two together. That's the top and the bottom, and then I'll put them in like that eventually together, but kind of get the point. The other thing is the eyes. Now, I found a great company, and I'll put the link below, called ICO. ICO makes eyes for dolls, but they make them from little teeny eyes up to human-sized eyes. So if you're doing like a mask and you want to put in realistic eyes, and they make all kinds of colors. They kind of look like this. And what's really nice about these is you can then go in and paint the white part. So what I do for this creature is I painted kind of similar technique, but it painted like the white to kind of have a yellowy, reddy, blotchy look with little black speckles to kind of create kind of a monster, cool kind of look. But these are purple. The irises are purple, which are really nice. So it kind of gives it this kind of cool, creepy look. Similar to, well, I mean, this is a miniature version of a larger Bigfoot head I did for indie film, which is on one of my other videos. So the eyes are the same color and the same technique, but smaller. So these ones are 18 millimeter, and these will fit perfectly eventually inside this guy. I think it's going to look really cool. Okay, so fast forward, finished the paint job. I went with kind of a nice darker look, so it matches my bigger Bigfoot. I mean, that's the idea. The eyes are in; they're all painted and glued in, and the teeth are in. You can see, and eventually, I actually sculpted a torso. So you can see the torso here. So the head will eventually go on top of the torso. Probably put it on an angle. It may look kind of small right now, but when I have the hair on, it's going to bulk out the shoulders and stuff. So I'll probably glue all the hair on around, completely on the shoulders and here, and then I'll start punching it in here because I want to show some of the chest. But same here is I'll start gluing the hair on the back and then eventually start punching the hair. But that's the next thing is the hair. So that'll be another tutorial, and then that'll bring this thing to life, and that'll bring it to completion. So that's exciting.